question for the day. Is Adam Shifty Shiftless Schiff a Russian operative? Is Adam Schiff a Russian operative? And why do I ask such a question? I ask such a question because it appears to me Mr. Schiff really doesn't want to get to the bottom of Russia and Russia's interference with our election and Russia's influence over our FBI and the FISA court and Hillary Clinton and the DNC collaborating through intermediaries with Russian apparatchiks, allies of Vladimir Putin. In other words, has Adam Schiff insisted on subpoenaing Hillary Clinton and getting her testimony? The Clinton campaign gave money, effectively, for the production of this dossier, which was used by the Russians against Donald Trump. Has Adam Schiff asked to subpoena Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the former chairperson of the Democrat National Committee? No, he hasn't. In fact, has Adam Schiff asked to subpoena any senior officials from the Clinton campaign or the DNC that covers this period of time? No, he hasn't. Has Adam Schiff asked to speak to any of the Russians who were involved in preparing that dossier? Well, Mark, they're out of country. I don't care. We have a prosecutor called Robert Mueller who issues indictments of people he doesn't have control over. No, Schiff hasn't done that. What else hasn't Schiff done? He has absolutely no curiosity about Uranium One. None. Has he asked that any people associated with Uranium One, again including Hillary Clinton, but also Bill Clinton, who got all those millions and millions of dollars for speeches, and his foundation got millions and millions of dollars? Has Adam Schiff said we should subpoena Hillary Clinton to get to the bottom of how Vladimir Putin got control over 20% of America's uranium? Seems pretty relevant, doesn't it? Has he asked that we subpoena Bill Clinton to find out how he got such lucrative speech opportunities? Has he asked to subpoena anybody in charge of the Clinton Foundation to discuss with them how all that Russian money wound up in the foundation? No, he hasn't asked to subpoena them at all. Has Adam Schiff asked to subpoena Loretta Lynch in order to have a discussion with her on why she signed off on a FISA application that failed to mention that the Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC were the funding sources, primarily, for the dossier where the Russians put disinformation on paper? No, he hasn't asked about that. Has he asked to subpoena Sally Yates, then the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, for the same reason? No, hasn't done that. Has he asked to subpoena Sally Yates because on her staff she had an individual by the name of Orr, O-H-R, whose wife worked for Fusion GPS and specifically worked on opposition research on Trump and was involved in this? No, he hasn't asked about that. Pretty amazing. Has Adam Schiff asked to subpoena the judge or judges who sat as FISA judges, both in the initial case where it was approved in October, the application for a warrant, and the successive extensions that covered a full year? No, he's not interested in any of that. Has Adam Schiff asked to subpoena Susan Rice? Now that we know, in this remarkable book that's come out, written by two leftists, that she specifically told the cyber security staff at the White House not to provide options for the President of the United States to address, confront, ameliorate the Russian interference in the American election. No. Her exact words to that staff, the cybersecurity staff, was, "Stand down." Has Adam Schiff said a damn thing about any of that? No. Has Adam Schiff asked for the testimony of any of these cybersecurity individuals who objected to what Susan Rice was doing? No. Has Adam Schiff said that the committee should ask to interview Barack Obama about what he did or didn't do with respect to Russia in the last election? About what he knew, may not have known, with respect to Russia? What he may have known about the dossier? What he may have known about the FISA warrant? Any collaboration between him and his surrogates in the Hillary Clinton campaign or the DNC? related to Russia? Has Adam Schiff shown any interest in that whatsoever? No. It's remarkable. So the administration that was in place, in charge of the FBI, the CIA, the NSC, the NSA, in charge of wiretaps and intercepts and all kinds of espionage related to the Russians and others, Adam Schiff doesn't want to talk to any of them, or at least not most of them. He wants to talk to the victims. He wants to go after the victims. Donald Trump is a victim of what the Russians did with the dossier. Donald Trump is a victim of what the FBI did with the dossier. Donald Trump is a victim of what the FISA court ordered with the dossier. The United States is a victim of what Hillary Clinton did with Uranium One. And Adam Schiff doesn't care. So is Adam Schiff a mouthpiece, a front for the Russians? Well, I don't know. But let's see what Adam Schiff does want to know. Because to me, the man is deranged. To me, we need to prop up that psychology professor at Yale again, get her involved, so hundreds of miles away she can analyze Adam Schiff the way she did Trump. And I think we can all agree this man is obsessed. He is deranged. He's mentally cuckoo. And I'm going to prove it to you further. Adam Schiff told the House Intelligence Committee, we didn't finish our job here. We didn't finish our job. And what Adam Schiff says is repeated by the news media in this country almost verbatim. There I am on the radio, minding my own business, doing my radio show. At the top of the hour, we get some network news. And the network news says, you know, this report came out by the House Intelligence Committee. But Adam Schiff says, so the whole report was Adam Schiff. The whole report was Adam Schiff. Now, before I get on to more with respect to Adam Schiff and what he says he wants, we know that Jim Comey was a serial leaker. We know that McCabe was a leaker and he authorized leaks. That's why they kicked him out. We now know that Clapper, James Clapper, you know, the goofball, the former head of national intelligence, the director, he was a leaker. He's the one who leaked the fact, we know this now from this book, that James Comey was giving a summary briefing of the dossier to President-elect Trump. And that leaked out to the media and gave the excuse to the media to go with the story. Some of them have been sitting on it. Now it became a big issue to push the collusion